Hi friends, I am Joysee K J. Today we are going to discuss on the topic divide and conquer method. This session contains introduction, phases of divide and conquer algorithm, fundamentals of divide and conquer strategy, real life applications, example, advantages and disadvantages. Divide and conquer is a recursive problem-solving approach which breaks a problem into smaller subproblems, recursively solves the subproblems, and finally combines the solution of the subproblems to solve the original problem. That is, as the name implies, in divide and conquer approach, the problem is divided into subproblems and each subproblem is independently solved. The problems can be divided into subproblems and subproblems to even smaller subproblems to a stage where division is not possible. Now, the smallest possible subproblems of the subproblems are solved. Finally, the solution of all subproblems is merged to obtain a solution of original problem. This method is usually allowed us to reduce the time complexity to a large extent. Then, phases of divide and conquer. It consists of three phases: divide, conquer, combine. Divide. Dividing the problem into two or more than two subproblems that are similar to the original problem but smaller in size. Conquer. Solve every subproblem individually and recursively. Combine. Combine these solutions to subproblems to create a solution to the original problem. This is the diagrammatic representation of divide and conquer method. Now we can look at a detailed definition for the phases in this method. Divide or break. This step involves breaking the problem into smaller subproblems. Subproblems should represent a part of the original problem. This step generally takes a recursive approach to divide the problem until no subproblem is further divisible. At this stage, subproblems become atomic in nature but still represent some part of the actual problem. Conquer or solve. This step receives a lot of smaller subproblems to be solved. Generally, at this level, the problems are considered solved on their own. Merge or combine. When the smaller subproblems are solved, this stage recursively combines them until they formulate a solution of the original problem. This algorithmic approach works recursively, and conquer and merge steps work so close that they appear as one. This is the basic algorithm for divide and conquer method. And the recurrence relation for this algorithm is T of n is equal to f1 of n plus t2 of n by 2 plus f2 of n. And it is big O of 1 if n is small. Then fundamentals of divide and conquer strategy. There are two fundamentals of divide and conquer strategy. One is a relational formula and the second stopping condition. Relational formula. It is the formula that we generate from the given technique. After generation of formula, we apply DNC strategy. That is, we break the problem recursively and solve the broken subproblems. Stopping condition. When we break the problem using divide and conquer strategy, then we need to know that for how much time we need to apply divide and conquer. So the condition where the need to stop our recursion step of D and C is called as stopping condition. Here are some real-life applications which are based on the concept of divide and conquer technique. One is binary search. The binary search algorithm is a searching algorithm which is also called a half-interval search or logarithmic search. It works by comparing the target value with the middle element existing in a sorted array. After making the comparison, if the value differs, then the half that cannot contain the target will eventually eliminate, followed by continuing the search on the other half. We will again consider the middle element and compare it with the target value. The process keeps on repeating until the target value is met. If we found the other half to be empty after ending the search, then it can be concluded that the target is not present in the array. Then merge sort. It is the sorting algorithm that sorts an array by making comparisons. It starts by dividing an array into subarray and then recursively sorts each of them. After the sorting is done, it merges them back. Quicksort. It is the most efficient sorting algorithm, which is also known as partition exchange sort. It starts by selecting a pivot value from an array followed by dividing the rest of the array elements into two subarrays. The partition is made by comparing each of the element with the pivot value. It compares whether the element holds a greater value or lesser value than the pivot and then sort the array recursively. Closest pair of points. It is a problem of computational geometry. This algorithm emphasizes finding out the closest pair of points in a metric space given endpoints such that the distance between the pair of points should be minimal. Strassen's algorithm. It is an algorithm for matrix multiplication, which is named after Volker Strassen. It has proven to be much faster than the traditional algorithm when works on large matrices. These are the real-life applications of divide and conquer method. Then we can look at an example for this method. The problem is to find the maximum and minimum element in a given array. And the general algorithm for solving this problem is given here. We mainly have two methods for solving this problem. First method, we can apply the general approach to the array of size n. The number of comparisons required are 2n minus 2. Then the second method is the approach that we will divide the problem into subproblems and find the max and min of each group. Now max of each group will compare with the only max of another group and min with min. Here we have an input array and we need to find the maximum and minimum elements of this array. And the expected output is also given here. To find the maximum and minimum element from the given array is an application for divide and conquer. In this problem, we will find the maximum and minimum elements in a given array by using a divide and conquer approach which has 3 steps: divide, conquer and combine. For finding the maximum value. In this problem, we are using the recursive approach to find the maximum element, where we will see that only two elements are left by easily using the condition if A of index greater than A of index plus 1. In the program line, A of index and A of index plus 1 condition will ensure that there are only two elements in the left. In this condition, we have checked the left side condition to find out the maximum. Now, we will see the right side condition to find the maximum. A recursive function to check the right side at the current index of an array is max is equal to DAC max of A index plus 1 L. This is the recursive call function. Now, we will compare the condition and check the right side at the current index of a given array. In the given program, we are going to implement this logic to check the condition on the right side at the current index. That is, if A of index is greater than max, then return A of index. Else, we should return max. To find the minimum element also, we are going to implement the recursive approach. Now, we will check the condition on the right side in a given array by using the line of code min is equal to DAC min of A index plus 1 L. And for the last, we will check the condition to find the minimum on the right side. In this way, we will find the maximum and minimum element in an array. Then, advantages of divide and conquer method. Divide and conquer tend to successfully solve one of the biggest problems, such as the Tower of Hanoi, a mathematical puzzle. It is challenging to solve complicated problems for which you have no basic idea, but with the help of the divide and conquer approach, it has lessened the effort as it works on dividing the main problem into two halves and then solve them recursively. This algorithm is much faster than other algorithms. It efficiently uses cache memory without occupying much space because it solves simple subproblems within the cache memory instead of accessing the slower main memory. It is more proficient than that of its counterpart brute force technique. Since these algorithms inhibit parallelism, it does not involve any modification and is handled by systems incorporating parallel processing. And the disadvantages of divide and conquer are, since most of its algorithms are designed by incorporating a recursion, so it necessitates high memory management. An explicit stack may overuse the space. And the last, it may even crash the system if the recursion of performed rigorously greater than the stack present in the CPU. This is all about the divide and conquer method. Thank you.